Ramayana is one of the most well-read, most talked about texts of Hindu Dharma. It's also perhaps the most popular as we see the Ram Leela happening not just in India but in some other countries as well on an annual basis. No other text, at least in Hindu religion, has affected the consciousness of the people like Ramayana did. There are several versions of the Ramayana consisting of thousands of shlokas, but perhaps one of the most well read is the Valmiki Ramayana composed by sage Valmiki. Various authors, religious experts have time to time given their interpretations of Ramayana, agreeing or disagreeing with what is written or explaining many things in their own way which may be different from the original text. Author Ami Ganatra, who previously wrote a book on Mahabharata, has come out with the latest book on Valmiki's Ramayana. It's called Ramayana Unraveled. So let's see what Ami has to talk about Ramayana. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome once again to Books Wale Bhaiya, and today I'm talking about Ramayana and especially the book on Ramayana called Ramayana Unraveled by Ami Ganatra. So as I said, she previously wrote a book on Mahabharata wherein she talked about certain key events in Mahabharata and tried to break many myths around the text. She has used a similar approach while talking about Ramayana. So yes, she has talked about the key events, key personalities, as well as tried to break many myths. This is derived from the original text of Ramayana. It is not exactly derived. She has consulted the original text of Valmiki Ramayana, has tried to explain things her own way. The beauty of this book lies in the fact that she has not tried to impose her views on the reader. She has read Ramayana and has explained Valmiki Ramayana as it is. She has talked about some of the events which are somewhat, you can say, a bit controversial, like Lord Ram. He's being accused of at times being a misogynist because he asked Sita to prove her chastity. He still did not trust Sita, and ultimately Sita died because she asked the earth to take her because there were still doubts upon her character, and such are the narratives being peddled. But what exactly is the truth? Ami, through her deep research, has tried to talked about and tried to explain such events also and what was their significance. So coming to the book, the first part of this is about a brief summary of the key events as well as what were the key persons involved in this entire story, this entire itihas. She has talked about some personalities in detail, which I believe is a very important component of this book. She has talked not only about Ram, Lakshman and Ravan. She has talked about she has talked about Dashrath, she talked about Kekai. But most importantly, instead of just talking and explaining what it was, she has tried to look at various persons from the point of view of the entire context in which this story, this itihasa was written. So not only do you get a sense of what all exactly happened, but under what circumstances did it actually happen, because at times it is very important to look at the context while we are talking about an event. So it is there that Ami's deep research comes handy and you get a sense of the entire environment wherein all these things happen. So for example, one may say that why did Lord Ram leave Ayodhya when there were several opportunities for him to come back? When Bharat realized the mistake, he asked Ram to come back. When King Dashrath died, there was a chance that Ram could come back. So she has explained that Ram did, as he was known as the ideal, the Mahapurush, the Maryada Purushottam, he did what a king or a prince should have done as per the Raj Dharma. So it is the context that now we see that what exactly happened and why it happened. She has also talked a lot about Ravan, and I think again she breaks many myths. For example, I have even seen interpretations such as people trying to justify Ravan or trying to eulogize him, saying that he did not touch Sita, so he was great, and Lord Ram was a misogynist. Even these interpretations, these narratives have been there, but as she explains in the book that Ravan was a very lusty person, and he had tried to take advantage of several women, and he got a curse that if he ever tries to touch a woman again without a consent, his head would be broken into pieces. So that was the real reason why Ravan did not touch Sita without her consent. He in fact did not touch Sita at all. So in a similar manner, she has tried to break many myths, has given her much more information than what is usually peddled around. And as I said, she has talked about some other personalities as well. There's a chapter dedicated to Vishwamitra, this story about Shurpanakha, story about Ahilyabai, who played important roles in Ramayana but are not often much talked about. Interestingly, towards the last part of the book, she has talked about when we say Lord Ram was a misogynist. So what exactly happened why was Lord Ram, basis available information, was not really misogynist. It happened because of certain reasons, as you will get to know in the book. Interestingly, Ami admits in the book that she does not claim to know everything. What she has written should not be taken as a final word, and if anyone has disagreements about what is being interpreted, what she has written, more research can be done before arriving at any kind of conclusion about this. So I think it's a good thing that she admits that, you know, she doesn't know everything and there may be more ways of interpreting it. She also breaks many other myths. For example, we talk about Lakshman Rekha. However, in the Valmiki text, there was no Lakshman Rekha drawn by Lakshman, as is usually believed. There was Lord Hanuman never carried a mace or a gada as is known. However, is usually associated with along his mace. All in all, I believe the beauty of this book lies in the fact that she has been able to write a narrative which explains you things as per the context. So rather than looking things in isolation, reading this book helps you understand under what circumstances, in what context, what situation various things happened. If you have already read the original text of the Ramayana, I would still recommend you to read this book, as it offers not a different perspective, and as I said, that's the best part of this book. It helps you understand the Ramayana better. That's how I would like to talk about this book. And if you have not read the original text of the Ramayana, please do read this book first. I'm sure it will create enough interest for you to read the original text as well. All in all, a very readable, a very well written book, a book I would recommend to everyone interested in learning about Hindu religion. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you think I did a good job, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more updates. Write to me on readwith80@gmail.com if you want me to review any particular book. Thank you.